Prior to the pandemic, gender-based violence was already on the rise here in Canada. One group estimates that on average, one woman is killed by her intimate partner every 6 days. Now, 3 months into this full-blown pandemic, and the risks are heightened with more hurdles in the way for those fleeing violence and looking for help.
Can you share that banana bread recipe?
Sure.
This commercial may look like two friends chatting about baking, but look closely. This woman in an abusive relationship is using her hands to signal for help.
You can do this and just show that I need somebody to check in with me.
It's a campaign recently launched by the Canadian Women's Foundation.
It's just a very simple hand signal that you can do with one hand.
It comes as many Canadians are told to stay home, to stay safe from COVID-19. But for some, it means spending more time with their abuser.
Some folks have said that the calls have decreased in a conspicuous way, and it really flagged for them a concern that maybe people are so trapped and people have such little access they can't even pick up the phone to call, that puts them in a dangerous situation.
COVID-19 measures have already been linked to spikes in domestic violence in countries around the world. Here at home, service providers say it's no different. Just recently, 120 organizations participated in the group survey, finding 85% are expecting to see an increase in gender-based violence, and most worry about how to provide services.
All other violent crimes in Canada have been going down over the years, except sexual violence. That has been a steady rate. And that's a problem because it shows that not only is there a steady rate happening, but look at the amount of people who report. Less than 10% of people report sexual violence.
There are groups who are already experiencing higher rates of violence and facing barriers in accessing services, trans and non-binary people, as well as Black, Indigenous and racialized populations. A survey recently conducted by the Native Women's Association of Canada found that at-risk Indigenous women are experiencing more violence during the pandemic and that they're more worried about domestic violence than COVID-19 issues.
That's telling us that we have a serious problem. And in my mind, with this whole national action plan, if we had the plan, it would give us a point to go on.
Part of the action plan in response to the government's national inquiry on missing and murdered Indigenous women delivered last year. NWAC says they put recommendations forward but have not heard back. They want public education initiatives on the crimes committed during and after colonialism, the development of a task force to review cases, and an oversight body.
Checking on the parliament, on the government, making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, because they aren't doing it. We wanted a national database. We want a database that's going to give all of the names of the murdered, missing Indigenous women, girls, and gender diverse. We haven't received that.
The government tells City News that national action plan is currently being co-developed alongside a number of Indigenous organizations, though no dates have been provided as to when this plan will be made public. Ottawa also adding that they are committing over $44 million that will go towards violence against women shelters in First Nations communities. For City News, I'm Faiza Amin.